Yeah, I don't know where time went. I would love to have a monthly TBR that I've actually completed. The book pick for August, if you don't want to be spoiled, fate knows that I need to read them, but hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Laurie and it's time to set the August TBR. I cannot fathom the fact that we're literally 8 months into the year. I feel like January was yesterday. That's just, time is flying by so quickly. But I am going to start off with talking about my July TBR and all the books I read from it. We're 4 days away from August, so I haven't fully completed my July TBR, but I am working on it. It is definitely a priority. We're going to go through my July TBR, talk about the books that I did read and the books that I still need to read that I'm going to prioritize, and then we'll set my August TBR. So the first book I haven't read is Inamorata by Ava Reid. I did think it was a bit of a long shot of me reading this because there were so many books coming out, there were so many things that I wanted to read, but this is still a priority for me. So even if I don't read it in July, I do think I'll at least start it in July and then finish it in August. But it's definitely a priority for me. I do want to read this really badly. So whether or not it gets finished in July is up in the air, but it will at least definitely get started. I also haven't read Fall of the Horizon by Jessica J. Ayla. I do still have time, so I do think that I could at least read the first book and then dive into the second book in August. But yeah, I don't know where time went, to be quite honest. There's a lot of things that's been happening in my personal life and work life that has severely impacted the books I've been reading and just not reading in general. I won't be too hard on myself if I don't read this in July, but I would love to have a monthly TBR that I've actually completed. Okay, the book that I'm currently reading is Claimed by Fangs in Darkness by Meggie Sinceri. I am literally 287 pages into this. I will be finishing this today and then diving into my next book. I don't know what that is yet. I haven't chosen, but I am almost finished with this, so I'm really happy about that. Next we have The Assassin's Way by J.M. Cowell. I haven't read this yet. I am planning on reading it, so it will get read. Verity Guild by Mia Cortland. I have indeed read this and I'm still in shock over this book and how much I ended up loving it. The murder mystery in a fantasy world was just pure perfection and everything I wanted and more. I'm so hooked on this and I cannot wait for the next book in the series. And last but not least, Night Witch by Jamie Neve. While this was not picked by the TBR jar, this was one of those books that I put on my TBR myself and said that I wanted to read, and I did read it, and I read it in like one sitting. It was crazy, but this was the best end to the duology that I could have hoped for. So yeah, I love this series. I love Spellcaster. I love the characters in here. The romance is so good and so juicy, and it was the perfect tide over for Waiting for Daybreak, which if you see on my shelves is here, which I'm going to be reading very soon. Now it's time to pick out the August TBR. Let's first see the books that I've pre-ordered that are coming out in August, because it will probably impact what I pick out. There is one that I know is coming out, and that is Steelborn by Taylor, and that's literally going to be, I think it's going to be delivered in the next week. And then we have The Lion in the Deathless Dark by Carissa Broadbent, but I've already read that, so that's really cool. Then we have To Dance with Death, which is the sequel to Dance with Lies. That's set to come out on the 13th of August. So I have 2 books that are pre-ordered that are coming that I really am very excited to read. We'll see if I read them. I don't think they're books that I necessarily am dying to read as soon as they're in my hands, apart from maybe To Dance with Death. But I also feel like I could probably wait a little bit. So I do have so many books on my TBR that are just a huge priority for me at the moment. Okay, let's pick our first prompt. Okay, the first prompt is, if I can actually get this open, Fairy Loot Romancy Book Box. Okay. Well, I'm going to read The Assassin's Way. So the only one that I have to read is The Law of Wolves and Whispers by Amanda Connolly. This literally just got delivered. And we also have my August book box. I don't know what book pick that's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be good. If it's good, let's see. I love to be spoiled about the Fairy Loot book picks because it helps me use my skips in case they're books that I'm not interested in. So let's find out what the August book pick is. Okay, the book pick for August, if you don't want to be spoiled, skip and I put the time here, but the book pick is The Witch in the Dead of Night by Charlotte Buckley. This is a dark romantasy with a vampiric king. Ooh, okay, this is wolves. Do you know what? I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have this on my TBR because that way I'm reading them in order, and they're both from authors that I don't know, I've never read from before, so it's going to be interesting. I will also probably read the August book pick in August as well, but this seems interesting. I haven't really heard much of anyone talking about this, so we'll see how it is. But we have our first book pick. I feel like the fairly romancy book prompt gets picked like every single month, and I don't know whether that's because fate knows that I need to read them, but it keeps getting picked. Okay, book prompt number 2 is... my sister picks, but she's not here. Okay, my sister has to pick. Book prompt number 2 is my sister. She's not here, she's at work, so I will put this on hold for now, continue picking book prompts, and as soon as we're back, we're going gym after work, so as soon as we're back, we'll pick the final book pick. Okay, next one is, let's do yellow. Yes, highest rated on Goodreads. Oh god, this takes so long to do. Okay, let me pull all the books. I'm going to pick 3 books from my TBR and we'll see which one's the highest rated. Okay, the 3 books I've picked out from the TBR is Deathbringer by Sonia. My sister's currently reading this and she really seems to love it. We have The Mist Thief by LJ Andrews. I'm really excited about this one, and low-key kind of want this picked because it's the third book in the interconnected duologies, and The Stolen Crown is set to come out in October, I think. And then we have An Arcane Study of Stars, which I've been wanting on a TBR for so long. I mean, I could have read it outside of a TBR, but I haven't, so there's that. Okay, let's see. I don't have Goodreads on my phone, so I'm going to have to check on my laptop. Okay. An Arcane Study of Stars. Okay, An Arcane Study of Stars has a rating of 3.72 on Goodreads. Let's see, 3.72, The Mist Thief. The Mist Thief by LJ Andrews has a rating of 4.34. So this already knocks out An Arcane Study of Stars. And then we have Deathbringer. Okay, Deathbringer by Sonia has a rating of 3.68. So the winner is indeed The Mist Thief by LJ Andrews. I'm really excited about this because I've been wanting to read this for so long, but I was waiting till we got closer to the release date of The Stolen Crown so that I wouldn't have to wait too long. And now that The Stolen Crown is just a few months away, it's pretty much the perfect time to read it. So book pick number 2 is The Mist Thief. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm picking out 6 book prompts, so that leaves me some room to read as a mood reader. So this is book prompt number 4, and it is a book from last month's book haul. Okay, I didn't even buy that many books last month. I did pick out Daybreak, but I do think I'm going to read this before August. Okay, I do have a book that I bought in last month's book haul, and it was Because I Killed Him by Edith Birdie. This is a dystopian romance that's been blowing up all over social media and everyone's been raving about this book, and I do have an idea of I want to read more dystopian romances, so I have picked up a few dystopian romances and I'm planning on doing a reading vlog of reading them all, and I'm so excited. So for our 4th book pick, I'm going to be reading Because I Killed Him by Edith Birdie, and at least that's a guarantee that I'm going to read this book. Okay, 5th book pick is... I feel like I need to update these prompts and put some new prompts in here. A book you bought recently. Isn't that literally just the same thing? A book I bought recently. You know what? We're going to go with Daybreak by Autumn Woods. The likelihood that I read this in August is probably very slim, but I do want to prioritize my July TBR for the last 3 days that we have. 3-4 days that we have. So maybe I can hold off. We'll see. We're going to add it to the August TBR. If I read it early, at least it gets read. So the 5th book pick is going to be Daybreak by Autumn Woods. I'm so freaking excited about this. I can't wait to read this. It's actually insane that's already here. Okay. 5th and 6th and final book pick is Do you know what? I already feel like I know what book pick my sister's gonna do, and it's gonna be Deathbringer. I guarantee you. Okay, sixth and final book pick is a book by a new to me author. Oh my god, that could have been the perfect. I could have done the Fairy Romancy book pick. Do you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do Steelborn by Taylor J. LaRue, because I've never read from this author before. It's very highly rated from early ARC reviewers, and to be honest, I'm very excited about this book release by Wayward. So we are gonna do Steelbound by Taylor, and I think it's set to be released literally in the next couple days. So I'm so excited. I think this is gonna be an amazing book reading month. So we have all our book picks apart from the book that my sister's gonna pick, but I guarantee you it's gonna be Deathbringer. I guarantee you. I already know. I know my sister. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for my sister to come home, and then we'll pick up the final book pick, and then that'll be it. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I am back as promised. I have my sister here to pick out my read, and I guarantee you already know what she's gonna pick out. So she's gonna grab that right now. As I said, she picked out Deathbringer by Sonia Taglarani. She's already been reading this and she's been really enjoying it. So I'm excited to read this. I was supposed to read this as soon as I had it in my hands, but I didn't. So it's been on the TBR for a hot minute. But that is my sixth and final book pick for my August TBR. I'm pretty excited by all these book picks. I think I'm going to have a really good reading month, provided I actually read all of these books. But we shall see. I really hope you enjoy this video. Please like, comment and subscribe. You can find me on all socials as Lauriereadz. I'm especially active on TikTok, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.